Hi, welcome to Braveheart. And basically, I'm gonna do like I always do, talk about this book. Should be quick because I wrote down everything yesterday, so I pretty much know what I'm gonna say. So, how to not go insane in a world of overstimulation. So, we open our social feeds within the first minute of scrolling to see headlines about war because we are emotionally wired to those things that provoke us in our hearts to want to do something. So, what can we do with the information given to us when action is exclusive, something? So, with the invention of the telegraph, the news of the world was more accessible to people. So, the information that is given to us gives us something to talk about, but does not lead to action. So, the constant feed is no longer the alarm to signal us to disaster. So, signal us to disaster. So, media has learned the art of clickbait to keep your eyeballs on the screen by any means necessary. So, what do you do with all the alarming headlines? Media outlets don't care about that question. So, the primary goal of information is that we should be aware of it, not educated by it. So, that's the goal of information from TV. Is information is about we should be aware of it, but we are not educated about it. So, television has altered the meaning of being informed by creating information that is disinformation that is misleading, which creates the illusion of knowing something, but which in fact is leading you away from knowing. So, our ability to summarize information about things is actually turning our information into a means of signaling relevance, I think. Relevance. So a person can act like an activist without ever getting off their phone, just saying but never doing, with no actions offline. So in this world, people can be accused of inaction for being silent. So, discourse about a problem is occupying a standard that it takes actual efforts to solve the problem. So, too much information that moves too fast is to be focused on you. So, being informed is more of a liability than an asset. So, the quality of information is untrustworthy. So, when we are over informed but underactivated. So we become anxious, angry, addicted, numb, lonely, disillusional, and so we become anxious, angry, addicted, numb, lonely, and delusional. So we should avoid fixing our minds on problems we can't solve. It creates burdens in us that distracts us from the local problems we can fix. So when we are using all our energy to keep up with the world, we neglect the people we can love and the problems we can address in our own mind. So Christians should be against the culture by living for a world out of balance. So it's just some tips that you can do. So audit your news diet. Make efforts to reduce your intake of global information while increasing your intake of local information. Listen to the cries that are closer to home. So embrace limits. So rejoice in how God designed you. Pray. And then for the leaders, pray. And then for the leaders, What we should do is disciple people in media habits, promote localism, gather people for prayer, and call people to take action. So that's basically it. Like I said, it's from a book. So, of course, the book, once you read it, it would be all together, but I'm just doing it by parts. So we got to be careful in this world to not overstimulate our mind with all the social media that we can find, because then we'll be tricked into lies, and then we might make the wrong choice that will lead to our own demise. So we got to make sure that we keep our mind clear about what kind of information that we get, and that every information that comes is trustworthy and not just any information. And I like how it says that we need to be focused less on the global information and more about the local information. What's going on in your community, what's going on around you, not in the world. And we can't be silent, but we need to. So accused of being silent, but I'm not going to be violent because I'm silent. But I'm not violent just because I'm silent. I'm not violent because I stay silent. So that's about it. And God is good all the time. And I'm out.